Hey everyone, my name is Dale Stone and welcome to the course preview for the third Classic Fiver of the year, presented by Steed Cycles. We're here at the top of Mount Fromme and it is a lovely raining day, probably about 6 degrees, hopefully not that during race day. And we're about to drop into some North Shore classics. So for stage 1, we have 7th Secret to Leopard, which is a nice slow speed technical trail that's quite a challenge to ride quickly. For stage 2, we're going to do Lower Oil Can, which is a fast and gnarly trail that I'm personally a little bit afraid of. And then for stage 3, we're going to ride some technical flow on Dreamweaver. So all in all, we're going to descend about 1,700 vertical feet. So let's get started. Shall we drop in? Woo! All right, first stage is 7th Secret, as I said in the intro. Wow, it's wet today. And 7th is a trail that I would classify as slow speed tech. So what that means is that you're going to see a lot of tight corners, like you already have, and a lot of really slow speed moves, like lots of rock work, lots of root work, some wood work. It's just a very, very dense trail. This section you can go pretty quick, but you always have to remember at the end of every fast straightaway is a tight, janky corner. So continuing down, we're going to make our way over to the traversy fast section. There's a little wood roll down here. You want to line up, roll down it, nothing too bad. We got a fast little section. And this left-hander is a bit tricky up here. So what you want to do is you want to, again, set up wide, avoid the roots. So here we are, setting up wide, avoid the roots, and cut in. Still on 7th. This is where you're going to have to make a turn. Hopefully it's pretty well marked. But once you come down this little rocky chute, you have to turn left on the wet bridge. And now you're on Leopard. So the fun begins, because this is a very, very pedally stage and one that you're going to want to pace pretty well to not burn yourself out. Now here, you want to stay, oh, not this one, next one. You want to stay right, because that's where the trail is intended and it's much smoother and therefore faster. So here you want to get off, go to the right, and that opens up this left-hander. There is one intersection which will be pretty well marked, and you're going to want to take the left line. The skinny, you want to stay left after it because I think it's the faster line. A couple tight little hairpins there. And then the final, more or less straight away to the finish. So by now you'll probably be pretty out of breath and looking for some relief, and thankfully you will get it because the timeout should be right here. Let's check out what Lower Oil Can has to offer. Now, whereas stage 1 was what I would call slow speed tech, stage 2 is definitely high speed, kind of downhill-y trail. So what I mean by that is that there's lots of high speed sections. Some of them can be pretty rough if you ride them at speed, and you really want to make sure you let the bike do a lot of the hard work. So to start, you can tell it's already a little bit faster and smoother than 7th. Ooh, a little drop there. But overall similar vibe. And the key with any of these stages, at least in my mind, so here's a little jump. There is a small gap on that, but nothing to case. But the key with any of these stages in my mind is slow is smooth and smooth is fast. And then high speed section onto wet rock, off camber corner, hit the corner pretty hard. Here's the rock roll. I'd want to set up quite wide, and then I want to take the roll option, cutting the corner, making the smoothest line. Lots of tight corners coming up here, so you don't want to come into them too hot. You want to make sure you pick a good line, because picking a good line is a much bigger difference when the terrain gets this tight and technical in the corner. A couple of high-speed routes here. Generally, you want to be off your brakes, leaning back. Woo. Okay, here you want to stay left. That's what that sign told me. Oh, don't hit the branch. And then you want to stay left again. This is a weird little double. You can fully roll that, I think. And then tag out should be right here. All right, here we are at the top of stage 3. And before we drop in, we do not want to go left here because that is the climb trail. So let's drop into the right. And that'll be the start of the stage. First couple corners are pretty wide, definitely well-built berms. So you can take them pretty wide and then hit the corners with some support because there is actually a bit of bank to them. Here you can jump that little bit and then we have another berm. Wow. You've done some good work on this trail. I haven't ridden it in a while. And then here's the most important corner. You turn right onto the climb trail and then you stay right. Do not go left. That is the climb trail. Section, ooh, what's this? Oh, it's a roll down. That's brand new. Still smells pretty great. And here, same thing. So there's a ride around on the left if you don't want to go over a blind wood feature, but both of those were very comfortable rolls, pointed in the same direction as the takeoff. And we're now on the bottom half, maybe bottom third. Careful with the wood. I'm not playing any games. As we make the right turn, I believe we should be on that rock feature I was talking about. Yeah, right here. So we can roll it, no problem. Comfortable exit, good supportive corner. Here you don't want to cut in too early left or right because there's a bunch of logs down. That would not be good. I've seen a few people do that. And now we're on the final little bit. Everything back there funnels quite naturally into this trail. Wouldn't worry about getting lost. Wow, that's pretty nice. Thanks for following along this Wet and Wild course preview, and hopefully there's sun on Thursday. I'll see you then.